I kid you not, this is my 7th attempt at just filming the bloody intro. Ugh. Hello all and welcome to my channel. Today's video I wanted to talk to you about the Libra sensor, and yes, in case you haven't already guessed it by my username or you are new here on my channel, I am a diabetic, and more specifically I'm a type 1 diabetic and have been now for almost 2 decades, so I feel like I have a fair few know-hows of diabetes. I'm also a young mom to one, and I like to post videos regarding motherhood, lifestyle, and also this autoimmune disease that I so kindly have. So if this is something that you're interested in seeing more of, then please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so first off, I've been using CGMs, otherwise known as continuous glucose monitoring systems, now on and off for about 2 years, and I've been using the Libra specifically now for about 6 months, if not more. I find these absolutely vital in having such good control in my diabetes, and I find them really insightful, and they actually really help me as well. If you're a type 1 diabetic and you think you could benefit from constantly seeing what your blood sugars are doing, then I definitely suggest looking into them, and definitely looking into the Abbott Libre sensor. I believe, I haven't done a ton of research, but I believe the Libra sensor, so the sensor I want to talk about to you today, is one of the lowest priced CGMs on the market, and it's a really invasive tool. I wear it here on my arm. You can see it now that like my jumper's tight, but you know, like normally you cannot see it. It's really cool in that it can be used and scanned via the blood reader, the blood glucose reader, or through your phone. And living in the 21st century, like who doesn't have a smartphone? The only thing your smartphone needs to be able to do is contactless pay, and again, in the 21st century most of our phones can do that. But if not, I believe Abbott send the Libra reader along with the Libra as well, if you go on their website and order it. With being a busy mom in the 21st century, as you can probably guess, I primarily use the Libra sensor on my phone, which I find super handy. And it's not just like handy for me as a mom, I think that it's also really handy for people in college, people who have a really busy work life, and just as a general, they're really, really handy and super convenient to have on your phone. You can take out whichever device you're using to scan, and it shows you your blood result within seconds. So hopefully I'm going to be able to have a little clip either side of me showing literally how quick it comes up with a blood reading, which is fantastic. And it also can show you and give you an indication as to whether your bloods are going higher, lower, or they're sitting stable, which again I think is a really useful tool. It especially helps me because then I can decide whether I need to eat more, I need to do more insulin, or whether I'm actually just okay and just like plateau. And you know, that's bliss, but it doesn't happen too often for me personally, being diabetic. I personally love the CGM and the Libra for the reason that it can literally just be scanned through your phone, because then you don't have to bring out a whole big kit of devices to see what your blood glucose are. It's mess free, it's literally just there in your hand, and it's just so easy to use. So the Libra is about the size of a 2p piece, and it doesn't protrude like some other CGMs I have used in the past. It hides pretty well, as I showed you before, underneath t-shirts and jumpers, and obviously if you're wearing a skin tight piece of clothing, then it is going to show a bit more. But also, for me personally, diabetes isn't something that I'm afraid of or ashamed to have. I really like to be quite open about it, so if someone did have a question and they could see it, I'm more than happy to answer any questions on it. I'm very loud and proud about my diabetes, despite it being a massive pain in the ass. The Libra is applied every fortnight, which is amazing. As mentioned, I've used other CGM devices, and the previous one I used, it was every 6 days you had to change the sensor. And not only that, with the previous one I used, I had to calibrate it, and that would take 2 hours to start going as soon as I'd reapplied a new sensor. And also every 12 hours I'd have to calibrate it on my pump through blood readings, through finger pricking. Whereas with the Libra, I don't have to do that. Within an hour it's ready, and after the whole 2 weeks we're good to go with no calibration whatsoever. I find it really good in that aspect. The last CGM I used was much higher in price and worked really well alongside my Medtronic 640G pump. It was the Guardian sensor, something along those lines. but I did find it protruded a little bit on my body. I had to wear it on my abdomen, and I just wasn't that much of a fan of it. It really hurt me a lot of the time. The company that makes the Libra sensor, Abbott, they have an exceptional customer service team that are there for you no matter what time of day it is for any questions or queries or issues. And they can be contacted via email, through a live chat on their website, I believe, and also through phone, which is amazing. Some people like phone calls. For me personally, I love to email people if I have a question or an issue, and they do get back really quickly. I've had one sensor in the last 6 months that I've been using it fail on me, but I think that could have also been down to my own fault. But regardless, they were so quick to resolve the issue and help me and sort out the issue that I had. Like, I couldn't fault them. They sent me out a new Libra before I'd even had to send off my faulty one, which I think is amazing. One of the last things I want to mention as well is I really love the Libra app. Again, I'm going to show you over the screen just some of the features that it has. It's so easy to use, it's so user-friendly, and it's also filled with lots of really useful resources for managing your diabetes control. It has an estimated A1C page, which I probably check about 4 times a week to track my progress, if not more. It shows you daily graphs, it can show you pattern trends. Hopefully I showed all of this on the app. But it's super easy to use. You can view it for 7-day periods up to 90-day periods, which again is really useful. And also it has a partner app. My mum is also a type 1 diabetic, unfortunately. And the Libra app has the Libra link. I think that's what it's called. I'll show an icon, a picture of the icon, just so you know what it looks like. And whenever she scans, because she also is a Libra user, whenever she scans her bloods or I scan, it goes straight over to the other phone. So if we're hypoing or we're having high blood sugars, we can message each other and make sure we're all right, make sure that we're both okay and not having difficulties, which is something that I know for sure my mum finds really reassuring having for me, because I'm still a little girl, so she loves having that. And it's also, you know, if you don't want that, if you don't want other people seeing it, then that's also totally fine. From my own experience, I know the app works really well on either Android or Apple. It probably works on more, but I haven't experienced the app on these other devices, on these other softwares, whatever it's called. So I can only speak for Android and Apple, but obviously it's not all glory and there are some issues, as you'd expect with such a complicated little device. For example, the sensor isn't always as accurate as you'd hope, so you do have to occasionally finger prick, but I'd suggest that anyway if you're hypoing. Like, you can't rely on modern technology all the time for your health, but overall it works pretty good. And also sometimes the sensors can fail even within a few hours of applying it, but as I mentioned, the customer service from Abbott is really good. So if you have any issues or stuff like that, they do resolve it pretty quickly. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I've touched ground on most of the things that is really good about the Libra sensor. There's probably a few I've missed, but these are the main ones that come straight to my mind. If you're interested in seeing more diabetes related videos, be sure to click subscribe, as I love to advocate as much as I can, when I can, for this autoimmune disease, just to show others that it's not so crippling, it's not such a disease, you know, you can lead a perfectly normal life just with help from a few other little things. Thanks for watching this video anyway, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Okay, so I'm quickly interrupting this video just to quickly show you, you can hear my washing machine, just to quickly show you how easy it is to apply the sensor. So I've literally shown you the whole process. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into it.
I know. She ain't anybody, girl, I know. Ain't in anybody's whip I've seen. Ain't in anybody's verse I know. I've seen that side of everything. I always think about a past life. I think that reading was a huge scam. I know, I know, I know. I always think about last night. Oh, see you with your new man.